Hey guys, if you've been listening to all the episodes so far, thank you for staying. If you took a break and came back, welcome back. And if you're new to this podcast, welcome. I'm your host, Raksh, and on this episode, we're going to talk about something that is a bit taboo in our Tamil society, something that is not talked about a lot. So let's talk about being gay in the Tamil society. I think it was around 6 months ago when I was scrolling through Instagram like every other day, and a video popped up. It went viral in Norway, and it was a video of a Tamil boy from Norway coming out as gay. And I thought it was so cool. For me, I remember watching it over and over and over again, and I felt proud in a way because I've never seen a video like that, especially in our community. And today I have that very special guest with me, Alan. Hi, Alan.
Hello.
Why don't you introduce yourself? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Alan. I'm 26. I live in Norway, in Oslo, and I study film.
All right, film. How did you
Mm.
get into film?
It's always been an interest of mine to study film. I actually went another another education before,
Mm,
but that wasn't something for me. So I just decided I'll pursue my dreams of becoming a filmmaker.
fair enough. That sounds cool.
Mm.
Well, we're not here to talk about your filmmaking, though, as much as I would want to. We're here to talk about you coming out and being gay in the brown society. So
Yep.
that's initially what we wanted to talk about. Let's see where this leads us. But I have so many questions. I have been, because I remember watching that video and I was thinking, you know what, this is so brave. First of all, just coming out in general is quite brave. But you came out to a community, or you come from a community that is very stigmatized, and has a lot of, prejudice stuff and like a lot of different views, opinions on this topic. So what would you say was the most challenging thing about coming out?
The most challenging thing was exactly what you're saying now. It's the society that we've grown up in,
Yeah.
because they have their opinion, and they have a sort of a structure on how their kids should behave, what
Mm.
kind of education they should have, and what kind of people they should be.
Yeah, the
And
expectations, I guess.
the expectations, yeah.
Mm.
And that's not how it works. If you really want your kids to succeed, you have to let them do their own thing.
100%. Yeah, and I think that's not just in the Tamil society. I think a lot of parents in different cultures as well struggle with this. Just let go of their children,
Yeah,
and maybe they're trying to make them live their dreams. So 100%, I can understand that must have been a challenging part. But was there anything that made it more difficult, do you think, to come out and like having your background? Because you're born and raised in Norway, right?
yeah,
Yeah, but your parents are Tamil, and do you feel like it was more difficult for you to do so because of that?
yeah. A little bit, and a little bit of it is because of my relationship with my parents,
Okay.
um, or my family. Uh, I don't have a very good relationship with my father,
Mm.
so his opinion was always like the the final saying. Um,
Yeah.
so
I guess that's in most Tamil households, right? Like the
yeah,
the dad or the father is the head of the house.
yeah. So most
Yeah.
of my life, I was like afraid to make decisions because I didn't know how my father would react.
Hmm.
But when all this happened, he wasn't in Norway, he was in Sri Lanka. So the first people,
When you came out, he wasn't in.
when I came
Oh,
out,
okay.
he was in Sri Lanka.
Hmm.
Uh, so the first people in my family who I told it to was my mother and my sister.
All right. How did that go?
I was nervous, and I was just preparing. I didn't know how to tell them, and I
Mm.
was just preparing in my mind how I would tell them. And then I went up to the living room and asked my sister and my mom to sit down and that I wanted to talk to him. And usually I'm like this funny guy who doesn't take anything seriously. So my
Yeah.
mom didn't take me seriously, but I think my sister understood
So,
that was.
so just rewinding back, you
Hmm,
you were going to tell you were sitting with your parent as your mom and your sister, but did you do everything in Tamil or did you do it in English or Norwegian?
I
How
did
did
in
you?
Tamil.
Okay, so what were? Can I ask you what the exact words were? Like, because I'm just thinking like in Tamil it's very hard to
Yeah,
say these
I, I,
things.
I didn't know what to say. So I was like, அம்மா எனக்கு பொடியங்களை பிடிக்கும்.
Okay, yeah, no, exactly.
So
Because I no, no, yeah, yeah,
translated, that is like, Mom, I like boys. I don't know the normal word for gay in Tamil. I
yeah,
only
same.
know
I don't think I
I,
actually know that.
I only know the curse words.
100%. I was literally I was
Yeah,
thinking about the curse word when you were saying
yeah,
this because I was like, is
yeah.
that
It's
even
like,
the real word?
yeah,
But yeah,
it's
100%.
it's like kambi.
Yeah, no, no, I 100% agree. Like that's the word I know for it. So
Yeah.
that's why I was wondering like what did you actually say? But that is a good way to put it though, saying I like boys. So how did
Mm.
your mom react to it?
She said you at first.
Mm.
Um uh,
Did she think you were
uh,
joking still or?
no, she just said don't talk shit or don't say that type of thing.
Yeah,
Then I just started crying and went down to my room. Then my sister came after and she knew that I was serious, so she
yeah.
said that she supported me and she loved me and just give mom some time, then she'll understand.
Yeah. And your sister is your age or as in around your age or
Yeah, she's 5 years older than me.
okay, so since it's in the same generation gap thing.
Yeah,
So obviously she would have more understanding, be more
yeah,
understanding as well, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was
So
nice for you to have someone on your side in that difficult time.
yeah, or
Yeah.
in that scenario,
Yeah.
because
And the video you posted, was that before or after you told? Because you just
after,
explain our listeners how did you think how did you go through the video? What was the video? Because obviously some of them, a lot of them probably haven't seen it.
yeah, okay. The thing is that I first told my friends
Hmm.
um, about me being gay. Then I told my sister and mother, and
Hmm.
then I thought like instead of going to each and every person and telling that I'm gay, why not just post a video?
Yeah.
Uh, and just made a video, just filming from my iPhone and just posted it.
Yeah,
I
because it
didn't,
was really cut and right.
yeah, I didn't think so much around the video. I just wanted to say what I wanted to say
Yeah.
and just post the video.
Because for everyone that hasn't seen the video, it was literally just you saying, I'm gay.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It was so straightforward. It was no like you talking for a minute or five. It was just straight up, I'm gay. And it was I don't know, I think that was just the simplicity of it, the way that you portrayed it, saying that, it's as simple as that. That's why
yeah,
it made it so powerful. So yeah, well, as in well done to you for doing it. And
thank you.
yeah.
But
No, so
that's the thing because I thought about like talking for a minute or something like that. But if you do that, it becomes more serious than it is.
yeah, exactly. And I think
It's not.
I love that you say that because it is what it is,
It is
It's
what it
not
is.
it is not a big deal. And I
Nope.
think that's what people need to realize, that this is just like yeah, it's just a normal thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to do as well. We need to normalize it, and especially in our community, in our not I wouldn't say culture, because our culture is pretty beautiful. It's our people, that it's
Yeah.
our society, I guess that's the right word for it. But yeah, Um, how was it after that video? Like when you posted it, what what went through your head? What was the reaction? Because obviously it went viral in Norway.
Yeah.
How did it go? What went through your head?
Uh, After I posted the video, I hid my phone for a couple of hours because I didn't want to see my phone. I didn't
Yeah,
want to. I didn't want to know anything. I didn't want to see anything. So
yeah,
after a couple of hours, I just took up my phone and I saw all these notifications from Instagram and messages and phone calls and
yeah.
everything. So I didn't process it at that time
Hmm.
because it was a lot. So I was just busy
Hmm.
like replying everyone who had sent me a private message or had called me or anything like that.
Yeah.
Uh, but it was only positive responses.
That's good.
Uh,
Yeah.
it was like two or three uh, so-called negative responses because people thought I was joking,
Oh, fair
uh,
enough. Okay.
or that people thought it was a school project because I study film.
Oh,
So
okay.
people,
Yeah.
but I think it's a little weird that people think it was a joke because it's not. Uh, you shouldn't joke about these things.
Exactly. And I think that's a
Yeah,
good message to put out there. These are not things you joke about.
no,
Being gay is not a curse word. It's not
yeah,
that. I think we need to stop with that first because I
yeah,
think we misuse the word so much that when when you post it like that, people don't take you seriously, which is a big deal.
mm,
So yeah, that's very important, I guess. Because so my question is, a lot of people don't have an understanding of this topic. They have a misconception that this is a choice, that this is something you choose to be, and that you can snap out of it, stuff like that, right? So how would you explain to someone that doesn't have this understanding that this isn't something you just snap out of? Like how would you try to explain it?
I can explain how I did it
Yeah,
or
please do.
I experienced.
Mm,
For me, it was like a step-by-step process
mm.
because it was late last year, about a year ago,
Yeah.
exactly now. Um, I started realizing that maybe I'm not attracted to women
Mm.
because uh, openly said I had a few one-night stands which where I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "What's wrong with me? Why am I not? Why am?
Why you're not attracted to these like girls.
Yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, that's weird." And then I just
Did you talk to anyone about it or was it just thoughts in your head at the time?
it was in my head, and I talked to some friends too. Um, but I just realized one day that uh, maybe it's because I'm attracted to men. And
Hmm.
then I started downloading Grinder and Tinder and
Hmm.
just using it to see men and just talking to some of the people on the app.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to test it out or like just see what it's like.
Hmm.
So I went on a date with one man,
Hmm.
and I didn't feel the need to look around me and see if anybody sees me with another man.
That's nice. Yeah.
And
So that must
that's
have felt like comfortable.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It was comfortable. And uh, because especially in our society, it's either you are with a boy or a girl, you have to
Hmm.
look around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's so people probably thought you were with a friend and you were just
Yeah,
safe like that. Yeah, yeah.
but
Yeah.
it wasn't only our society I was worried about. It was also people I know from
Yeah,
school or
100%. Yeah. Hmm.
friends or anything like that. And slowly I just started realizing that, okay, this is it.
Hmm.
I am actually gay. And when I knew 100% that 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 was the time I began telling to my friends and my
Hmm.
uh, sister and mother and to the rest of the world.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah,
No, I mean, it's in my head when we were saying these things, I was thinking about how a lot of guys, as in, I'm not saying just guys, but it is especially in guy groups and friends groups with guys, the word gay is just thrown around. Like if you do something that is emotional, then you're gay,
I
right?
hear it now.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel
Yeah.
like so, if a guy just pours out and talks about his emotion, people just say, "Oh, you gay? Like, why are you being gay for?" Stuff like saying words like that, and I think it's very harmful. Because I don't think people realize how harmful it is. But do you feel like that toxic masculinity is a problem? Like, do you feel like that was a problem? Um, or do you still feel like it's a problem? Do you feel like people misuse it?
Uh, it was
Mm.
right before I came out, but not anymore. I don't care anymore.
You don't care? Okay.
Uh, uh, because it's just an act. All boys or all men are emotional people.
Yeah, 100%. Every human being, to a
Yeah,
certain extent, yeah,
yeah,
it is, and which is why we've created this, like you said, an act, or we portray men as the not so emotional ones. We
that's bullshit because I've seen more guys cry than girls.
100%. 100%. And it's not like this is the thing. I don't think it's a thing that guys don't cry. I think it's so crying, I would always say it's being vulnerable is the bravest thing you can do. Period.
Yeah, it's the setting you're in. It's the scenario
Yeah,
you're in.
exactly, which is why I said like in friends group where it's only guys, you feel like you have to toughen up, and as soon as you become emotional, you're gay, which kind of creates this barrier, right? So was it like that for you growing up? Was that word thrown around?
Yeah, yeah,
And did
yeah.
you feel, yeah, so when you came out, did you feel like that was like, oh, you know, did you feel like it was affecting you in any way, or was it just were you just unbothered?
No, I was worried about the response I would get after coming out when those
Mm.
particular people see the video.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And how was their reaction to it? The ones that you were worried about.
it was good. Uh,
Okay.
but there are some of them who I know
Mm.
are a little uncomfortable
Okay.
to ju- uh, like now too are
Even
uncomfortable.
today, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, uh, but uh, they don't know that I know.
Fair enough. Okay,
But
yeah.
but I can see it.
Yeah, or you can sense it, right?
Yeah,
So
I can
yeah.
sense it.
Yeah, and I think that has to do a lot with us individually, right? So if
Yeah.
they are uncomfortable with your sexuality, that has something to do with them.
I don't let it affect me, or
Yeah, good. Yeah.
and I don't spend so much time with those people either. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
it
And you can't
doesn't.
control anyone, right? So this is the
Yeah,
thing. We can't control anyone and what they're feeling and what they're thinking. So it is, yeah. Um so my question for you now is growing up in a Tamil society or surrounded by Tamil parents, family, um, coming out as gay just recently, what would you? Because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people listening, maybe being in the same situation as you probably were a couple of months ago, and not a lot of people have done what you've done, which is a really brave thing to do. So what would your advice be? What would you tell them?
I would say no fear.
Hmm,
Fear is the thing that stops us from doing what we want.
exactly. Yeah.
Uh, and I was a very fearful person
Hmm.
uh,
Afraid.
before. Yeah,
Hmm.
before. I'm not saying I'm fearless now, but
No. Yeah. No.
not so much that I was before.
Mm,
And that's the thing. If you just let go and do what you feel is right or what you want to do,
mm,
life will become so beautiful.
mm.
Um, I can tell you that me coming out has resulted to me moving out of my house without me wanting to, uh, and me feeling alone and helpless.
Yeah.
But once you like move past all that and realize that you did it for your own good and
Mm,
it's for because you want to live your life,
mm.
it's all worth it.
Yeah, because you're saying now that you don't regret it. You're actually happy that you
Nope,
did it. Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
am. Yeah,
Hmm. And then I'm happy to hear that it did work out for you.
yeah.
And like you say, you grow from stepping out of your comfort zone. So one question I ask every and the end of every podcast is, what would you tell your younger self? So Alan, what would you tell your younger self?
Don't be afraid to make your own choices, or
Hmm.
or better yet, don't let anyone other make choices for you.
That's really good advice. Hopefully you follow it now as well. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure your younger self would be very proud of you right now.
yeah.
So that's good. Thank you for coming on our podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people found it interesting, and probably a lot of people found it helpful as well. Um, and like we talked about a lot of things today. I mean, we talked about everything from using the word as a curse word to the society, and and I think one thing that I got out of this, because I know I'm guilty myself of using gay as a curse word, as in I'm being honest, everyone has
Yeah,
at one point, but I think I'm more mindful of what I use, what words I use, and I think I that's what I'm going to take away from this podcast. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we hope that you learned a thing or two. Thank you to Alan for taking a part in this. We really do appreciate it, and we're going to sign out, but we will catch you in the next episode.